Talk to dance, and that's it. Just
Nice.
talking.
Yeah,
That's
figuring out
what
which
a lot of
bus-
video games are.
Yeah.
Let's see. We just gotta go this way.
Um.
That was a
Oh,
rocket.
holy
Less
shit.
games should be about talking, if you ask me.
Speaking of games with no talking, I've been playing through Black Mesa lately.
Ooh, very nice.
That's
Um,
the first Half-Life, but
Let
like
me see if I
remade,
can
right?
give Preston a stim pack. No,
Yeah,
I can't.
it's the first.
Yeah, it's a fan-made remaster of Half-Life 1.
Yeah,
Nice.
in the source, source engine version 2 for Half-Life 2.
Hmm.
What I think was cool is that I didn't know this before, or maybe I was told. I feel like Argyle told me this. Black Mesa was a project that where two Half-Life 1 remaster teams
Oh
came together.
god. Oh
I don't think I told you
god.
that, but I am aware of that, yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty interesting. I think it came up when we were talking about a New Vegas remaster and how that there's a
Yeah,
couple
there's
of
like
people
two
who are
different teams doing it.
they should team up just like they did with Black Mesa.
Yeah.
As somebody whose only exposure to Half-Life 1 is Freeman's Mind and HLVRAI, I actually quite like Black Mesa. It's a pretty nice experience. I have fun. Puzzles
Yeah, I
are
mean, one of the people who actually worked on the original Half-Life, like, to refresh their memory of what Half-Life 1 was like, they played Black Mesa. So, like,
wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I just got to the part where I'm in Zen now.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, that's all, like, pretty original stuff there.
Yeah. And from what I was told, or what has been indicated to me through a bunch of different channels, is that like Zen aged pretty poorly in terms of like
Oh,
Half-Life 1
from what
to
I've
now.
seen, yeah, it's pretty bad.
So when when the team for Black Mesa wanted to come up with Zen, they wanted to keep the things that worked, but get rid of things that didn't work, and it's a whole new kind of experience. I think from what
Yeah.
people told me who have experienced the original Half-Life and Black Mesa.
Yeah, no, they have the broad strokes of Zen there, like the chapters and like the bosses that you fight and everything, but it's like the levels themselves are just completely different.
Yeah, and it looks great. It feels like weirdly Black Mesa is like the culmination and apex of what is possible in the source engine, at least for the source engine for Half-Life 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very, very extensive, the amount of stuff that can handle and do.
Those glazed eyes.
For sure.
Great angle, Preston.
You read any
Thanks.
of their little pamphlets? I tell you, they ain't right in the head.
But yeah, I really like it.
Felt a tad underdressed after our last adventure.
I might replay Half-Life 2 after.
Anyway, as I said in my message, I've been unable to get our comm hub running. Honestly, given the state of
But
it,
I'm also
not
thinking of
surprised.
starting Fallout
Tech like that
1.
ain't designed to be left sitting around
Ooh.
unused. Too many
Good luck with that.
components have seized up or just degraded over time.
I'm really flummoxed about why my internet has gone out. It's
Anything I can do
getting on my nerves, and I would like it to.
There is.
Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and it'll be back on, but there's like seems to be no indication from like our ISP about if it's something that is wider than not just our house or what the deal is.
Are you on data right now?
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
So if you'd care to join me, I want to go check this place out.
Hopefully your ISP
Sounds good.
stops being a fuck.
I could count on you.
Apparently
Yeah,
ISPs in the United States are just glorified rackets from what I've heard.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they're.
There we go.
It's just like what company has the monopoly in your area? Good luck. You have to deal with them.
Yeah. It's kind of bad. It's kind of the same here, except it's like there are 3 rackets nationwide.
Oh, your
Yeah.
state is interested in holding them accountable? Don't worry, your local state senator is going to make sure that doesn't happen.
Oh god.
Yeah, I remember when I lived in like sub-rural Wisconsin, there was like one internet provider.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah,
There's,
that's
like-
what I have right now.
There's sort of two here, but not
Oh, I guess there are two.
always.
There's Spectrum, and
Green light.
I have Adams cable.
Oh, I don't even know what that is. I guess
I
there's
think it's
three.
only on the eastern half of the state. I don't think.
Okay. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, like, right when I remember being in school and everyone having to use Spectrum. Like,
Yeah,
being their
most
only
people have
choice.
Spectrum.
I mean, it was like Time Warner back then, but
Yeah.
Regional HQ.
That's what Time Warner became. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I
Well,
was
the internet
wondering why I
provider.
hadn't heard about Time Warner for a while.
I'm gonna start
Yeah.
my own ISP called John's Cool ISP.
I think it's still
Oh,
like.
hell yeah.
I mean, like, it's still owned by the Warner Media Company, so or the
Now-
Warner
now it's
Brothers
Space
or whatever,
They just
whatever
call
the
it Spectrum
top
now.
company is. But
Oh.
Spectrum is just their like internet.
Just
brand.
Wacko and Yakko then.
Yeah. Yeah, parts of the city have this thing called green light, which apparently is faster than Spectrum, and I'm like, I wish I had it here. LOL.
Nice.
Yeah.
You have to be like more downtown, I think.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Bullshit.
My internet is fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is usable most of the time.
Yeah.
My shift tonight starts at 1:30. Just got confirmation.
Great.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I asked for like longer routes this week, so I'm not gonna get home till like 8 or 9.
AM.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ugh.
man.
Yeah, I'm not pumped about it, but also like I need some money.
Yeah. For sure. It do be like that though.
It
Yeah.
absolutely be like that.
I know that too well.
Yeah. Yeah.
This month was just a bad time.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
But a lot of people came out and supported me. So
That's
I-
great. That's
I'll
dope.
be I'll be
That's
good
mutual
for-
aid, baby.
Yeah.
John,
Yeah.
do you have Cash App or Venmo?
I don't think that's a Canada thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why I'm
we don't-
asking.
Savant distracted.
We we don't have Cash App or Venmo in here. In
Okay.
Canada, like they're unfortunate. I don't know why.
It's interesting
Yeah.
that they don't have Venmo, given that Venmo is owned by PayPal.
Yeah, right.
That is kind of weird. I
Maybe
think
there's like some like money laws that prevent it from being like specifically an app.
Oh,
Oh,
maybe.
Joe, is the donation link? Is it a PayPal thing?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll send you some money in a little bit. Anyways, I'm gonna
Oh,
head
no,
out.
you-
'cause-
No, don't feel no obligation to. I've received a lot of support today.
And I could send you some money. It's not a big deal. I'm just saying I'm about to head out.
Have a wonderful
oh, yeah.
night.
Doing this
Bye,
over my phone is far
Argyle.
from ideal.
Tiger girl.
And I'm just
Goodbye,
saying that.
Argyle.
So,
Have a good
Good night.
night.
Shout out
Hey.
to Argyle, one of my favorite patterns.
May the
So
internet
true.
return in the morning.
I was trying to say goodbye, Garl.
Goodbye,
Argyle.
girl.
Yeah.
Argbile,
Argbile.
but then it just sounds like bile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Not idea.
That's what I'm
Not ideal.
fascinated with in media. I love horrible media. You
Wow.
give me My Immortal, and I'm like, fuck yes.
Oh, if
Oh,
you like
no.
bad media,
my
let me
God.
tell you about some bad media.
Please.
I've been catching up on this podcast called The Amory Score, which
Okay.
is about the Amory Wars, which is the long and stupid backstory of the Coheed and Cambria albums.
What the fuck?
It's like a whole like sci-fi epic bullshit. It's so funny. It's very misogynistic.
Is it very earnest? Did the people that were making it
Um,
think it was going to be good?
Yeah.
Oh fuck
Yes.
yes!
Yes. It's because of like a lot of the early stuff, because it started in like 2000. There's some pretty like rough misogyny stuff in it, but it's still like fascinating if you can like get past that, because you're like, why did you think of this? So, I like
You'll have
remember.
to. Can you link it to me?
Yeah, sure.
I'll add it to my list of podcasts to try to get around to eventually.
I remembered it existed because I named one of my Pokemon teams after Cody and Cambria songs, and I'm like, hey, I wonder if this podcast updated, because they're pretty. It's a little sporadic in updates, but I think it's worth a listen.
Dan, if you want a VTuber rig at some point, I want to learn how to make them. So let me know.
Don't want a 3D model. But
Would you like one of those funny? Would you like one of those funny little 2D models that like?
Yeah, that's what
around?
That's what I would be offering.
I think Dan has the 2D model. I think that's what.
But I'm offering to like rig it, and like I'm looking at the one you have right now, the PNG.
I also don't have a webcam.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Because I want to learn how to make those, but I don't want one for myself, you know?
I actually made, like, just on a lark, I spent like 6 hours one day just making a little VTuber model rig. It was fun.
I have a wrestling OC of myself, and I was thinking about turning him into a PNGtuber VTuber model. A friend of mine made for me for one of my birthdays one year. They took screenshots of like my wrestler in the WWE game, and they sent it to a bunch of different artists. And for my birthday, they got me a zine of all these prints of my wrestler as rendered through these by these artists.
That's really cool. That's dope.
One of the artists that they got to commission for like this like redraw was Worthy Kids. It was one of the last times that Worthy Kids had a commission open.
Oh my god, I saw what Worthy Kids looks like today for the first time.
Oh yeah.
He looks like a drawing he made.
Yeah. I really like his like acoustic cover of Let It Go and how his voice strains in it. It just has this completely genuine quality to it.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is redesigning the character to be a little bit more like me, like in appearance, and then having somebody create a version of him for rigging. But yeah, I don't know. The idea of like a wrestler VTuber is not one that I've seen yet, or like PNGtuber, so that would be my way of like being a unique version, bring something unique to the scene.
Could you imagine a sort of collection of WrestleTubers?
Oh my god, I would love that so much. Okay, so yeah, there is a wrestler who is a VTuber. I know this, but his VTuber is not a wrestler. It's a squid boy. A squid a la Splatoon.
That's fun. A ring of wrestler VTubers who just play casually competitive games against each other and play up their wrestler personas.
That's it, right? And that's so good. That's such a good idea.
I'm enjoying this these logs that have been added. I definitely think these are like computers that were added in like the fucking this is like Sim Settlements computers. They're mod computers. I'm appreciating them.
Hell yeah.
Knew it.
You. Pew. It's been so long since I've done competitive Pokemon, but I had a lot of fun with it back when, years back when like X and Y were still the new Pokemon games. The main way I bonded with my
Oh.
boyfriend at that time was like just doing competitive Pokemon stuff against him.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really start getting into competitive till like Gen 7.
I drove him and his friend group insane with a Jumpluff that just loved status ailments. I have no idea what the Pokemon metagame is like now, though.
It's kind of wild. Draft
Davidson.
League has its own like stuff though. So.
Draft League, that's interesting. What's that like?
So
Oh, you go, Morg.
No. I'm kind of doing something else at the same time, so you can go for it.
It's like there's a pool of Pokemon. They're all tiered, 1 through 5, and we all draft them individually at the beginning of the season. So you have a pool of 11 Pokemon that you've gotten from the draft. We do like a ladder draft, so it's like a line down, and then we go back up, and then we go down. You have 11 Pokemon, and then you have like a couple weeks before the season starts if you want to make a trade, but you have to trade within the same tier level.
Oh, that's
I
really
guess you
cool.
don't have to trade within the same tier level, but you can
want
only
to
have
most of the
certain
time.
Pokemon, certain numbers of Pokemon in each tier. So like you get like 2 tier 1s, 2 tier 2s, 3 tier 3s, or whatever. I don't remember what the exact numbers are off the top of my head.
Yeah.
So you can have 1 tier 1 if you want to, and then like an extra of like a tier 3 or 4 or 5.
Yes.
But like by doing that, there's a good chance you're like limiting yourself to worse Pokemon.
Yeah, but you do want to have some amount of flexibility so that if you understand what your opponent's bringing, you can kind of try to anticipate that.
Yeah, that's why there's 11, not just 6. Because ultimately in battle, you only bring 6 Pokemon, like in the real game. And we do one or singles best of 3 right now. I think we're moving to singles best of 1 next season. I'm not sure. But so you in between your first, second, and third round, in between each round, you have the chance to make one change to like one of your Pokemon stats, or you can swap a Pokemon in for a different Pokemon on your team.
Neat.
Yeah. And then we're on teams this season, teams of 5, and there's 4 teams, and you face everyone that's not on your team. But we've done seasons in the past where you just face everyone, but it ended up just being like 2 many battles, I think.
That sounds really fun.
But yeah, it's dope.
Nice.
Yeah, it's super cool. Nick and I are on a team.
Oh,
We've been on a
nice.
team since I joined.
I know. Well,
What's your team's name?
We're called the fucking what is it? Flemish Giants.
Flemish Giants. Every
all
team
named
is a rabbit.
Every team's a
Oh,
rabbit.
yeah, because Banui. That makes sense.
Yeah. Last season we were on a team called Arbitus because the professor, or like we called them professors last season. Normally they're coaches. It depends on the season, and we're fucking with what the responsibilities of that role are, so it's like easier.
Has there ever been a team Angora?
Yes.
Hell yes.
Oh yeah, we have the
isn't
Angora
Argyle-
Loft right now.
Isn't Argyle on Angora?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know that I have very little knowledge of what the other team names are.
I've
this
lost
season.
track.
Yeah.
I lost track.
I'm done. Everyone else is still like I'm out. So,
Right.
'cause I misunderstood those boxes.
I
Oops.
need to find some friends that are willing to do Pokemon stuff with me so that I can have reasonable skills if I ever manage to,
Well, I mean,
get in
Roy
on
League's
this.
a good beginner league, and I think like
Roy
the
League's a
season
great beginner league. Yeah.
this past season, at the beginning of the season, we spent like a good amount of time looking for the last 2 or 3 people. Like there was definitely space.
I see.
I think the season before that there wasn't as much so, but like
You were booked and busy.
but the longer we go, I think the more people are gonna take a break, and the
That makes
more
sense.
we're gonna need like a few extra people to rotate in and out as people like have time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So when the new season starts up, Roy will put like an interest form out, and she'll normally post it in this in PokeChat, in this server, and in the PGOT server. So
Nice.
if you're interested, just feel
I
free to
am
fill it
interested.
out.
I do like Pokemon.
I
Or if
think
you
it's gonna be
follow,
like May, right? Do you know more
yeah,
off the
it's
top of
May.
your head?
Yeah, it's May. It's
In a
early
month or
May.
so. Okay.
It's like early May. I'm not gonna compete, but I will be around to help people, especially like the new people. I'm sure will want some help because I know
Yeah.
sometimes people will like have trouble. Wow, I lost my train of thought. I should probably go to bed. That's what that means. But I know sometimes like teams will be like have a hard time like getting everyone together to have like time to scrim or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I can do that. I just don't want
Like
to
our team
compete.
was really good about it at the beginning of the season, but then like basically everybody got really busy with
Yeah.
stuff outside of Pokemon League, so we ended up being not as good at it at the end of the season.
Are these battles recorded anywhere?
Yeah, just because like Showdown records the battle. You like download
Hell
them
yeah.
and
I
yeah.
would love to see some of the like highlights if
That's actually a big reason
there's
why
any
we
really good matches.
That's a big reason why we use Showdown because the Switch games no longer record stuff, which is a
Yeah.
huge bummer because I used to do a different like league. Well, I still do that league, but we used to use consoles because the 3DS would record the games, but they stopped doing that for the Switch. Like they have a spectator mode, but you can only really do that for like competition stuff. Like if you're doing like VGC.
Yeah. Yeah. But also like Showdown lets you just make a team like right away, as opposed to the games where it's work.
Yeah, unless you gen stuff. But that's a whole process. That's a
Yeah.
different kind of work, I guess.
Yeah,
Even
I mean,
genning is a whole process.
yeah, even if you're just like if you're using some sort of cheat system, like that takes longer than just typing in Steelix and then there's your Steelix,
And you can pick the IVs, yada yada.
Yeah.
Yeah, IVs, EVs, moves, and like it's nice because then you can play that same Pokemon with like whatever strategies are good or bad for that guy like really easily. You can switch in and out moves and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know enough about the technical stuff like other people do.
Oh yeah, I never did my own genning when we were doing consoles. There was always one person on the team that knew how to gen mons, and they were like they would trade it to us and be like, okay.
Oh, that's super funny.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. Eventually it got easier because we didn't have to trade anymore because the Pokemon website had a thing where you could just copy the teams as like a QR code and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
But then it was like the Switch was like, fuck you. It's fine though. It means we can use like the whole like national decks, so we get a lot of mons that you wouldn't be able to use in like Sword and Shield anyway.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna find a second comp up here.
I heard something the other day. I don't know if it was in a podcast I was listening to or in group chat here about a Dragonite using Aqua Jet and someone being like, I did not expect it to have Aqua Jet. It has extreme speed. Why did you use Aqua Jet?
Sometimes you need oxygen.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Aquajet does have distinct use. I like that kind of choice in Pokemon where it's just like you choose this unorthodox thing and the person's thrown off and it makes them lose. And it's like, yeah, you're right. I used Aquajet, fucker.
That's why I like Draft League, because I feel like you can tailor stuff a lot better than if you're doing like laddering, where you see like a lot of the same Pokemon, whereas like
Over and over and over again.
Yeah.
which has
I'm thinking we should take a peek down there.
a different appeal, but I like Draft League a lot more.
Yeah.
Because you also get to use like the guys that aren't like quote unquote not as good.
You can just look at a list of guys and say, you know what? I think I can do something with this guy, and I like this guy, so I'm going to pick this guy.
I do think you can end up with a bad draft.
Absolutely.
A bad
And
team
that's like
size.
the biggest like risk of the league for sure. Like there's some people this season who I think just ended up with bad drafts. I'm not going to name names, but I also like can't think of anyone off the top of my head, but I've looked at teams and been like, I don't think you got a good draft.
And like sometimes even if you've been drafting for a while, like me, like my draft in Roy is fine. It has its problems, but like they all do, right?
Yeah, mine absolutely does. You know, like I need more balance.
I do this one league called ABBA. And I'm not vibing with the team as much as I would like to.
Oh damn.
But there's not really trades in this league. They had a grace period, but it was kind of a weird one, where if I made one trade, I couldn't like trade them away again. It was very strange, but part of it's because it's like a smaller, like I would say it's maybe around the same size as Roy League, so they have like slightly different rules than I'm used to with like some of the bigger ones that I'm in.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. And like I have some good guys, right? Like I have Jirachi, I have Gyarados, like those are good Pokemon, but like it's just the synergies together.
Yeah, Gyarados' bounce is my truest enemy over the last 2 seasons.
Good old Bounce Gyarados.
Oh, the grass leader is going up against the water one. He should have an easy win. Thanks, Gyarados.
Oh yeah, so Roy League last season we did types. We did monotype, and Nick was grass, and that was his first league. So that was tough.
And grass is a great type, but it is terrible for monotype.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, grass is like probably one of the most important types, low key, in a spread out league, and there's a lot of stuff you could do with it that no one bothers to. Like cool leech seed.
But God, does it have a lot of like type disadvantage stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's got like 6 weaknesses.
Yeah, it's rough. That's why
I didn't even know till I was prepping for my battle with Matt that I was weak to poison. So the whole season I was just losing to poison Pokemon without realizing what was going on.
Oh no. I did not know that.
How would I know to ask? You know, like thinking,
yeah, that's true.
I looked up my type. I just like didn't read it correctly, I guess.
It's tough.
Yeah.
At least grass doesn't have it as rough as ice type does, where it's great to have ice type moves, but it's awful to be ice type.
Poor Sarah.
Poor Sarah.
Sarah was also on our team, so we saw her suffering. She was ice type.
Yeah, when I picked it was just grass and flying left.
You should have picked flying.
I should have picked flying. I didn't want to be the bird person. I was like, I don't love grass, but they're a great grass Pokemon.
I was almost the bird person, and then I was like, oh, I have this fun, like, thing I want to do if I was, like, a dragon gym. So I picked dragon, which sounds like, oh, dragon beats everything. Not as much as you would think, especially
in modern Pokemon.
People being forced to learn to counter it, too, you know?
Yeah.
People are like, oh, I have a fairy type, fuck you. And I'm like, alright. Thank you. The fact that like K won against me when they were electric is like very impressive.
I need to see like logs of some of these fights sometime.
Yeah, because a lot of the other types that dragons like resist, they have other things like water.
Yeah.
A lot of water types can use ice.
Yeah.
A lot of like fire types, like the fire type gym leader had like a dragon to cover a lot of that stuff. They had Mega Charizard X because we also had Megas just to make things more complicated.
Yeah, and no repeats, so
yeah, it was
sometimes
kind
you
of
get cool Megas. Sometimes you get Reptile.
Absolute Garbo. I had a cool Mega. I had Mega Altaria, so.
Sceptile's a great Pokemon. Mega Sceptile just sucks.
No, it doesn't. I drafted Mega Sceptile.
I'm sorry. I still think it sucks.
Funny Christmas tree.
Oh, is it the Wii U drafted in it? Is it doubles?
No.
Oh, because Lightning Rod's like a good ability for it to have, I think.
I like
4 doubles and that's it, you know?
I like the. Yeah, I mean, you're not the only one that's like, why'd you draft Sceptile? And I'm like,
Oh, I don't. I think it's like valid, you know. I'm not trying to insult your choice.
It's a cheap Mega, and it was like a fast Pokemon, and I needed.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fair. I mean, I'm eyeing the cheaper Megas for next season because I don't want.
Sorry, talking to Dan.
What's up?
I said maybe wave, but no.
I'm through.
I got it.
Yeah, but I think next season I have some plans for what I want to draft, but I don't want to give up both my tier 1s to get one Mega tier 1, you know?
Yeah, that's very interesting.
I was trying to argue in the chat that like the Megas in tier 1 should be listed separately from themselves as Megas. Like the non-Mega versions of them should also be listed, and just like no budging, you know?
That is a little bit weird because for a lot of them, the normal form of the Pokemon function completely differently from the Megas.
Well, for those though, you can keep it. You don't have to Mega.
Yeah, that's how we're playing it in this next season. In the monotype season, you had to Mega, but also like someone with the same if it was like a dual type Mon, and someone had that Mega, like. Yeah, like I had Venusaur regular, and Matt had Venusaur Mega because he was the poison type person.
Nice.
I just think it's kind of weird how it was done like that time, but also for it's different than what we do in other leagues. But like that's fine. You know.
Yeah, I mean I like that the league is unique, you know, but I think I think there's a little bit of a fear of overcomplicating some rules.
Yes.
But I think if there were some places where there was a little bit more complication, it would actually lead to things seeming simpler.
I just don't want people to like forget the rules because you know that like people are gonna just be like, "Oh, I didn't remember."
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I'm becoming one of those people that are like, well, if Royal League doesn't want to have any legendaries, then they should take out more Pokemon. Actually.
Yeah.
I'm becoming one of those people. I'm like,
there's more data here.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't like know anything about like how things are balanced. You know, I just like want guys.
You just found?
That's so valid.
Where everything I'm arguing from for like my whatever point I want is just like I want to be able to pick the guys I like.
My biggest Pokemon problem is definitely that my favorite Pokemon guys tend not to be strong. They tend to have like niche weird uses.
I mean, there are people that play like that in Royal League, you know, like Roy herself drafted a bunch of weirdo Mons and played pretty good season.
Yeah.
I like it.
Honestly, like
I think everyone played a good season is the thing. I think there was like some like it was a great season.
Very nice of you to say. I was like, I don't think that was a good season for me, but fair enough.
I think it was more competitive, and when you
Yes,
had time to
true.
prep properly, you played incredibly well, but you didn't always have time to prep properly because of outside forces.
Yes,
And the
true.
same can be said for like me, Kiwi, Max, Eddie at the beginning of the season, you
A lot of
know,
it, a lot of the outside forces were depression.
depression, work, um,
Work-related depression.
going from being unemployed at the beginning of the season to having like the worst possible hours for Roy League was
Oh yeah, if I end
Yeah,
up
you
playing in
work.
Roy League, I might have to worry about the fact that I work night shift.
You might have to worry about that. There is some like strange time zone stuff. You might just have a lot of your battles on the weekend instead, or like whenever you're
earlier
free.
in the day.
On
I
Or
like
like
day offs.
I would schedule my battles for the most part on my day offs, and then like sometimes I would straight up roll out of bed to
The Roy League.
the Roy League.
you're like time to battle.
I think like, and I won a couple of those battles, and I lost some other ones, and like I was like, is it just because I'm sleepy today?
Pikachu, go.
But no, like I think Roy League is going to get to the point where like there are less and less people standing out as like just like the clear best people in the league because people are learning the game better. Like this season
Absolutely.
was like clearly just more competitive than the last two, you know?
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
100%.
learn Pokemon before I play.
It also, I mean, like we like there were still like new people for this season, and like they still like caught on pretty quick, and like a lot of that has to do. I mean, a lot of it has to do with like how much work some of the professors put into to like I Kay put in a ridiculous amount of work for some reason, and like that's their prerogative, but like, whew.
Because it was
I
fun.
mean, it's fun. Yeah, that's really
It
like
is fun, but I was just like, damn. It was just very impressive
it is
because
incredibly impressive.
What are some of your guys' favorite Pokemon and the strategies you like to use with them?
I like fast guys that hit hard and slow guys that get wiped out one move.
they get wiped down one move.
Yeah, I'm talking about Ferrothorn.
Oh,
Rip
Ferrothorn, rest
Ferrothorn.
fucking pieces.
I love Ferrothorn. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. I've had it twice now, both seasons. I wanted to make sure one of my guys was a repeat from season to season. Um, Ferrothorn was, I think, the wrong draft for monotype.
Yeah.
I think I should have like used that slot on someone else. I don't know who, but probably like
Would you look at this thing?
Executor.
What we're Vault-Tec trying to do here.
It's tough when you like
And what's that noise?
they're already bringing fire to you.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
well, you have so many guys weak to fire. I might as well bring fire. Like,
But in this season, it ended up being like an advantage at times because like a lot of the time, like people are bringing their fire guys, and it's like, well, now I know. Now I know you're planning to bring these specific guys, and you're gonna give your non-fire guys a fire move. So
now you know, like, oh, your fire guy's coming. Well, I'll just bring my water man and fucking kill you because it's
Hey. Yep, that
Crawdaunt, who's very strong.
it's very strong, and I also have Jellicent.
Okay.
And jealous.
But that was a late addition. I wish I would have drafted Jellicent from the get-go. I think that would have been
They were emitting the radio signals.
like a better Pokemon to have for battles I had already had by the time, you know, like I traded.
When you shut off the power
I
to the
like
exams,
Mons I've drafted multiple times. Some of them are like
could do something like that.
pretty like standardy guys. Like Clefable I've drafted like twice because it's just like a good Pokemon and like hits like a champion, but can also like deal damage if you need it to. And it's just like
Do you guys always deal in purely fully evolved, or do you sometimes do like Eviolite mid stages and stuff like that?
I have Metang on my team.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I just looked at that opponent thing and Tangle is one of them. So
that's actually not for Roy League, but that is
okay.
like a good example. I was just showing because I was like, Nick, look, I have Sceptile on this team.
Do you think it's okay for me to just like link the doc for season 3?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just send you the doc, and you can like look over different people's teams and their replays.
I think my favorite guy that I've ever used in Pokemon is Skill Link Chinchino.
That's a good one.
I especially like giving it a King's Rock and just watching my opponents suffer.
I really like technician guys. I think they're great. I haven't used a bunch of them, but
Oh, like Technician Skyther.
Yeah.
yeah.
Scyther,
I had
Scizor,
Breloom.
Breloom.
Call me optimistic.
I have on a
What is
different
this purgatory?
on a different team. I have Hitmontop.
I see.
What purgatory?
On this document, there's like a purgatory section.
Is it really?
I
don't know.
Like
I'm never
Hitmontop, Alchemy, Muck, all down in purgatory.
Oh, I think that's just like they've been traded.
Oh, that's right. It's because someone
Yeah.
had them, and
So after like if you trade for someone, the person you had before is just it's gone.
yeah, that's for.
Goes into the abyss.
Are they changing that for season 4? I'm not actually sure.
I don't know.
Someone
I
traded
like,
away Appleton?
They needed someone else.
Yeah, sometimes your team comp, no matter how much you like a Pokemon, like I traded away Appleton last season.
Rip.
The boy.
Appleton, Wisconsin. I just want everyone to know. Y'all ever see that video?
No.
I think it's a fake video. It's a fake video of like this like Karen making a vlog about going to a Yankee Candle and like them not having the flavor of candle that she wanted. And she's just got this like heavy Wisconsin accent, and it's so fucking funny. But it's a fake video, I think.
So I had a can of soda burst on me earlier, and I put it in my kitchen sink or my bathroom sink.
Oh.
That was the closest spot that was safe.
Interesting.
Should I retrieve it and try and see now that it's probably like drained past the weird hole if I can finish it?
It's probably flat.
Probably. I'm gonna go grab it. I'm gonna see. I'll be right
back. Dan, I'm sure you're gonna excite a lot of people on YouTube with us talking about Pokemon.
Maybe I'll just dedicate a whole episode to Pokemon League.
So exciting, I'm sure.
Pokemon blabber.
I mean, it's more wholesome than the piss discourse.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
And
the
more.
the piss
The piss
glad I
discourse
got
drove
that.
engagement.
It got more views than anything else I did.
I gotta give Dan views. I gotta start talking about.
We gotta talk about which Pokemon piss.
No, I'm gonna talk
which
about
which Pokemon?
Pokemon
fuck?
Smash or Pass. Yeah, absolutely.
That's
I'm
right,
glad-
Tim Allen.
Good timing, Tim Allen. Thank you.
Pokemon Smash or Pass, but it's purely the non-humanoid Pokemon.
Oh no.
Absolutely.
Alright, I leveled up.
I mean, I laugh, but I did watch someone just do like tier lists on a stream for like 6 hours.
Every single Pokemon.
Of
The real
Pokemon.
dedication would be doing it for Digimon, because there's 1,400 of those things.
There's so many.
There's so many.
How many of
I
them are
learned-
gay? All of them.
I learned about
Yeah,
Toy
yeah.
Agumon yesterday.
Koyakuman? It's like, well, that's a problem, right? They keep taking like Digimon and then making like different versions. Like, oh, here's the
kind of
shadow
love-
version.
I kind
Here's
of love
the
the
toy
different
version.
versions. It's so fun.
Yeah.
In some
There's-
cases, like with Black Gabumon, I like that color palette more than standard Gabumon.
Yeah, me too. I really liked it when I was playing I had this game, Digimon Rumble Arena,
Oh,
something
yeah.
or other. I don't remember which one. 4
Is that
or
the
2.
Rumble Arena where Patamon's like tackle attack was stupidly good because you could just spam it and stun lock people?
It might be.
It
I'm
had
not
ludicrous
sure.
priority, and evolving Patamon actually was a little bit worse because you didn't have your stupid good tackle attack anymore.
I'm not sure. I only had one of the Rumble arenas, and like Patamon was in it. I was too young to really know about the tiers, you know, of like which Digimon are actually good and
Oh, I
does
could be
things.
totally off base and just going off my own memories of spamming the little tackle at people.
It
But
was not
You know.
flat, but it was a mess. So I just left it there.
oh,
Damn.
the can.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a live review.
What is
Uh,
it even?
It
Like
was just a can of Mountain Dew. Like I'll,
a
I'll
live
admit to
review
a live review of me drinking from a sticky can with a big slit in the side of it.
of a drink you've most like you've had before.
I've had
Several
more
that
often than I
weekend.
want to admit to regularly.
Me when I'm looking at the Red Bulls in my fridge, I drink this more than I should.
what's the name of the Dan? What's the
Yeah.
name of the creature who gets who 4Kids added a breast to in Yu-Gi-Oh?
That's Yubel.
All right, so
They
Added
added a breast?
Just
Yeah.
'cause
one.
to make them more like less non-binary looking,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, lame.
Because
Erasure.
they were like very non-binary.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So that Yabo, it's called.
Yaba?
Yubel?
Yubel?
What's it called?
Yubel.
Yubel. Yubel versus KngKobun for the right to be for the right for the for the title of most non-binary angel or
I
divine creature.
I think it's gotta be Yubel. I like Angemon a lot,
But
but
Angemon has Angelomon. So like
Yeah,
the
I think
binary
Yubel is.
baked in.
I think Yubel has less binary.
Yubel is less binary to me.
Damn.
I think
mean,
Well, then
Angemon
again, Yubel does is like half and half with like it's not half and half as in gender, but half and half as in like half his hair is white and the other half's purple. So like
The
they
two genders,
like
white and
you
purple.
know the two genders, white and purple.
Yubel
And
is
in some art, one titty is round and the other titty is like square.
This is what I'll say. Our like windows of what is non-binary should constantly be expanding.
so true.
Absolutely.
So both Angemon and Angelomon
Or
Yeah,
both
they're
could
both
easily
non-binary.
be
non-binary.
they're both non-binary.
They're
The
both
woe,
non-binary.
the woe in Angelomon is whoa, nice hair.
Like the thing about Digimon is that they're all non-binary.
None
Like-
of them have any binary.
Canonically have like non-binary levels to them. Like
Like
Yeah.
works.
they actually
Warhammer.
like in like Renamon says I don't know, I don't understand human gender. Like
Even though Renamon do be looking like that.
My gender is
Renamon-
vaccine.
so true. Renamon looks less if you look at Renamon in the show,
Yeah,
she looks less like feminine than you remember because every single art piece, fan art of it,
Oh yeah, I'm
gives
sure.
her tits
Yeah.
that
Well,
she
it's
like
does
how
not
the-
have.
The Harry
Also,
Potter
the-
fandom think their books are good because so many people posted about it online.
Yeah, and the English dub of Tamers like made Renamon talk sexy for some reason.
So true.
It's so weird.
She's
Oh my-
very
They're
horny
like,
for
oh,
some reason.
silly boy, or whatever. It's like, what the fuck is happening? She's
Holy
not
fuck.
like this.
I'm like,
I've stumbled across something amazing. So, the Digimon fandom website for Angemon has a gallery which
Uh-huh.
features sprites from all of the games that they appear in.
ooh.
Just hold on. Let me link this.
Maybe they're more non-binary looking than I remember. Like a lot of my Angemon thoughts are
Look at
based
that.
on adventure.
That's a GIF but it's supposed to be moving, but it's
That's
not.
KngKobun, yes.
Yeah. So
Magnet. Man, there's some really good angel Digimon in the world, like Cherubimon and holy shit.
that's me right now.
Losing angel.
He's asserting
Rorimon
out
is
of
an
it.
angel Digimon because it's an angel to me.
Devamon, Impmon.
Love Impmon.
Impmon's such a little bastard. I love his original Japanese voice because he just sounds like a grown man.
I've
That's
never watched any
so
of the
good.
like original audio for the shows. I should do that. I loved Digimon so much when I was growing up.
One of those Rust Devils was carrying a fucking orc weapon, and it's just there he is. It's just disproportionately huge.
Holy shit! That reminds me of the
Overcompensating.
I know his weapon is huge. I know it is.
that reminds me of the very funny like Warhammer 40k image where it's an orc holding a gun that's just literally like the size of a fucking house. Let me see if I can find it.
I should go to bed.
You should if you're feeling tired. Don't let being excited about talking about Pokemon and Digimon stop you from sleeping.
So true.
There will always be the future in which you can talk to people about Pokemon and Digimon. They will attentively listen.
Let me just like throw jargon at everyone. I didn't. I refrained this time, but I was like, man, I could start just accidentally saying some stuff that means nothing to people who don't play competitive.
Oh, hell yeah.
Shut up.
It gives me a chance to learn things, though, if I didn't know.
That's true.
That's the fun thing about hearing new jargon, is that it's exciting new opportunities to learn.
That's a good
In
way
my
of
IMO,
looking at
anyway.
it. That's a good way of looking at it.
It's like when I talk about something that I expect someone to know and they don't, I'm not like, oh, why don't you know that? I'm like, oh, hell yeah. I get to share something with you for the first time.
Oh yeah, I like sharing people. It's just more like, oh shit, I don't want to confuse you too much before you've even like jumped into this.
I've done some amount of like I've brushed shoulders with competitive Pokemon.
Yeah. You said like 5th gen stuff, so like that's not like you at least know like, you know, special physical splits, stuff like that, like
I know about a lot of fun ability fuckery you can do.
yeah. Anyway, good night.
Night, Morg.
Hell yeah.
Have a great night, Morg.
Have a good night, Morg.
Into the water. Take a fucking sip, babe.
Take a slurp.